and this is what you get. One of my clients who I trained, in her first week, she lost 13 pounds. Sounds amazing and pretty crazy, right? It's a huge win. But here's the thing, that's just one part of the equation when it comes to real results, real fat loss and real weight loss. Because the difference wasn't only the diet, it wasn't the workouts, it was the structure behind them. And when you have structure, it changes everything. It's a difference between you starting a new job, knowing exactly what you're gonna be doing for that day, versus starting a new job and they didn't tell you anything, expect anything, or to bring anything. You're just out there freeballing it and nervous as fuck versus, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm following, now I just gotta get better at that. That's what it does. Structure separates the knowing from the unknown. And today, I wanna get you to knowing. So, let's get into it. Now, when it comes to structure, it looks different for everybody. And what I mean by that is structure for me is going to look different for you. And that's why I always tell people, it's not about copying what I do, but listening to the strategies and then implementing them in your own way. That is the best way to do it. In the beginning, she was doing keto, right? And let's be honest, that's what most people do. They pick a diet and say, I'm gonna stick to this diet for the next 3 months, 6 months to lose a set amount of weight. But a huge percentage of people, well, they don't end up achieving that goal because that diet that they said they were gonna follow, they only did it for like 2-3 weeks, or they did it for a month and then just lost touch and didn't really care for it anymore, or dreaded it so much that they couldn't stand it. So you have to understand that when it comes to structure, it's about finding a way that you can eat healthy for the rest of your life. And that's what I'm showing you today. Because yes, she was on keto, but she doesn't understand that keto is a high-fat diet and you can easily overconsume the amount of calories that you're supposed to be eating to be in a deficit. And guess what? She was gaining weight while on keto. So that means you're probably eating in a surplus. You still have to understand you have to be within a caloric deficit to lose this weight. So just because you hop on keto doesn't mean, oh, you're gonna start losing weight. No, it doesn't work that way. So I gave her structure. Showed her how to eat meals like I'm making right now while being able to prep it, balance it, enjoy it. Most importantly, put her in a position where she can actually start losing weight. Like this meal, and I'll share with you the full macros once everything is done. And it's meals just like this that I gave her to be able to eat within her caloric deficit, but meal prep to actually build the structure within her routine, within her day-to-day, to give her meals that energize her, that fuel her, that don't only give her protein, but carbs too. You can't cut them out. It's your energy source. So in this way of eating, you give yourself the energy to do more. Not say I'm gonna stay fixed to one thing and have it drain you, have it make you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're not. And what I'm basically doing right now is just meal batching. I am making carbs, potatoes, veggies, as well as I have some beef. This is gonna be 2 servings. Like I was saying, what this does, it allows me to create one big meal that I can just separate into 2, giving me enough for tomorrow and the next day, or today and the next day. Always just preparing in advance. And if you have that thought while you're creating your meals or while you're, prepping dinner, bro, it's always gonna put you in a position where you have healthy meals that you can depend on. That's how you make it convenient to you. That's how you slowly start building structure. Our potatoes are done. Now we're gonna mix our veggies in. There we go. Now we're gonna mix them all together. Potatoes are chilling. Beef is almost done. And as I finish this, remember what I said in the beginning. Sometimes it's just about starting small and building your way up, most importantly, doing what you know you can handle. So do what you can handle and then work your way up. But now we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna be mixing the beef with the potatoes. And then again, time for the full macros. Let's go. Now, you add them together. Let's portion it up. That's how you create meal structure. And we can't forget about the macros. 1183 divided by 2, that's 591 calories per meal. 120 divided by 2, that's 60 grams of carbs per meal. 38 divided by 2, that's 19 grams of fat per meal. And 95 divided by 2, that's 47 grams of protein per meal, giving you a very filling, high protein, balance in carbs, balance in protein, balance in fat, which should give you more energy to do more. Now that I've shown you what it's like to have structure in the kitchen and how to actually create it, prep it, now it's time to head to the gym. And this is where some people think it doesn't matter. You know, I've seen some videos on TikTok where people say, you don't need a workout plan, but I disagree. Let's go. See, the thing about structure in the gym, it doesn't just give you a game plan on what to do, what to follow. It also gives you an idea of how to actually push yourself.
Now, as we continue on with this leg day, I want to break down the structure of it and why it matters. Because most people go into the gym, hit random workouts, random weights, and most of the time just chase going heavy, but that doesn't really correlate with building the legs that you want. When it comes to building the quads and really getting them defined, you need structure behind your workouts. You need to be able to understand it. You need different exercises to target different parts of the quads and not just do exercises that are just redundant. So for example, with this workout, I started with seated leg curls, 3 sets of 10, and this hits the hamstrings directly and just warms them up before I start my compound movements. And then I moved on to leg extensions, and I did the same thing for 2 sets of 10, pre-activating the quads, because I was about to squat, I want my hamstrings warmed up, I want my quads warmed up, so I'm ready to go and feeling good. Most of the time when I don't warm up, sometimes I can lead to knee pain, and I don't like that. And for me, I found that by starting with these 2 exercises or an adductor or abductor, it helps me gear up for a better workout. And then from there on, I did a Smith machine Bulgarian split squats for 3 sets of 10 on each side, and I kept it 135 for all 3 sets and basically just went for failure. This is one of my favorite exercises, and I feel this directly in the quads. And while talking about Bulgarian split squats, I would definitely add some form of unilateral leg movement into your workouts. Either the split squats, reverse lunges. These are really great exercises that can help you target different muscle groups of the quads, the glutes, hamstrings, so on and so forth when done right. After that, I moved into the weighted hyperextensions for the hamstrings and glutes. 3 sets of absolute pain. This I will preach has been helping me stay strong within my core, within my lower back, to where honestly makes my squats a lot easier, makes my deadlifts a lot easier, and I would definitely recommend you adding this into your routine at some point, sometime during the year to really focus on that lower extremity. And then from there on, I hit the adduction machine, just straight to failure. We know what the glutes do, like stabilization, power, all of it. You gotta do it. Guys, yes, you gotta do it. Last but not least, I finished off with banded tibialis curls. I do these because I've had 2 ACL injuries, and training my tips helps me balance out my lower leg, but most importantly improves my ankle stability, as well as help me so much in terms of movement and being able to run and being able to stay on my toes without extreme knee pain.
Now, as we come to an end, the biggest thing I want you to understand is the benefits of structure and how it can help you make your workouts easier, make your eating plan easier, most importantly, make it easier for you to actually achieve your goal. For me, the biggest changes I've ever gotten was when I started adding structure to my routine, was when I got a routine. Instead of just freeballing it, I actually got an identity. Instead of freeballing it, I actually set a game plan for myself to help me go from A all the way to Z. And that's what you're missing. That's what most people are missing when it comes to losing 30 pounds, losing 40 pounds, or just being in the best shape of their life. Go and add structure to your routine. Take the things that I laid out in this video and go and implement them. And here's the thing, if you don't want to do it for yourself, because that does happen, and a lot of people that join me, it's because they don't know how to create that structure for themselves, or they don't particularly want to go through the ups and downs of actually doing it for themselves. They rather me just lay out their plan for the next 6 months to 12 months. And if you're ever looking for someone to help you on your weight loss journey, to help you get stronger, get leaner, build more muscle, hit the link down below, book a call with me, and we'll see if we're a good fit. But all in all, I hope this video brought you tremendous value and you start laying out step by step exactly what you need to start building structure. Peace.